Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. How is everyone doing? Are you ready for this week? I hope everyone is doing great, and I hope that you can hear me nicely. Just really fixing my mic here for a little bit. If this is the first time that we are meeting, I am Leila. I'm passionate about health awareness and helping home based business owners take their business to the online platform. And I hope that every time you come here, you get tons of motivation, inspiration, and tips for you to go out, grow yourself, and grow your business as well. And welcome. I'm so grateful for seeing you. Let me know where you're coming from. Drop me any questions if you have. Feel free to let me know where you're coming from. So, today we're going to be talking about niche. So, niche basically means which industry. Hi, Deborah. So great to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate you here. Feel free to let me know where you're coming from and also drop any questions. So, niche is basically which industry are you going to be serving? And it's really important, how much I enjoy talking about finding your target audience, but you can't really find your target audience if you don't define your niche. The one thing that you have to remember is that your niche is not your product, but your product is like on a specific category. So, what is it that you're going to be talking about, or which industry are you going to be serving? Does your product fit into the health and fitness industry? Is it a travel product? And then after you found out that, then you can kind of decide where would that target audience be in terms of your niche, where you can find them, and you're going to be now pursuing or start to create content and start to provide value to the target audience on the niche specifically to your product. So now let's go back a bit and find out what are some of the common mistakes that people make, that entrepreneurs make when they're trying to find out which industry to serve, and how can you actually overcome them. The first mistake that most people make is that they want to be in an industry or in a niche that is the most lucrative. And when we talk about finding the business that you want, we most likely say that you have to find a business that is in part of or in conjunction with your passion. So being able, and I like to say this, when you decided that you're going to open a business or that you have a business, you have to think about how can you really help people, and that usually comes from you finding out what your passion is, what problems you had that now the services and products that you have are helping you solve that problem. So thinking about going back and thinking about how can my product and my service really help a lot of people, I think it's the first step to help you decide which niche are you going to be finding your business or designing your services. So just thinking about, everyone makes a lot of money in the health and fitness industry, so I'm going to go there and I'm going to start creating a product, or that's where my business is going to be. Or if you are in network marketing, many people do say, I'm going to use hemp, for example. It is a $2 billion company, and you want to go in it because it's early and you want to be on top of things. But if that is not your passion, then it's really not going to help you, because you're not going to really be able to speak with excitement, and you're not going to be able to share your passion with other people. And the people that you're going to be talking to, they will feel that. So it's really, really important for you to find your niche, for you to find who is your target audience, and really start talking to them in a really personal level, and answering to some of the questions that they might have. So the second thing to think about is that we want to have a niche that is specific, but sometimes too specific can really be a problem. People can find it so difficult, or you can't actually find enough people to talk to when your niche is extremely specific. So there needs to be a balance where it is a niche that is lucrative, but then there's there's also enough people that are looking for that specific product. So sometimes the way to look at it is, this is something that I learned, which was a really interesting tip, is for you to go to Google, for example, and just write or how to something like how to start an exercise routine from home. And then it's going to give you the amount of people that are actually looking for that specific topic. And from there, you really want to have a lot of people looking for it, like 100,000 people per second that are looking for it, because that's going to give you a really good idea of how important that specific topic is and how many people are actually looking for it. And if you have a YouTube channel, you'll probably be using TubeBuddy, and it really gives you really nice breakdown. So you can also do that. So there is free things that you can do to find out that if whatever you're having, does it really help people? Is it something that people are asking? Is it something that people are looking for? And then serve them in that specific way. So you can start doing that. Look at your product and take one benefit and start asking questions on Google and see what is the amount of people that are actually looking for that specific question or that specific problem on Google, and that's really going to give you a good idea. So too specific of a niche can be a problem, but to also think about that the way you're going to be positioning yourself needs to be specific enough for you to have enough people that want to know more and people that really want to do business with you. The third thing to think about is that not to go onto a niche that is oversaturated. But I also want to say in here, for example, when it comes to health and fitness, it is something that it's a forever green niche, because there's always people that want to lose weight. There's always people that want to gain mass. There's different not patterns, but there's different trends to what health and fitness can be. But you can actually be known as something specific. For example, if you're a mom, or if you have hypertension, or if you have hyperthyroidism, you can actually focus on that niche, because that is a niche. You can say, you know what, I am a woman that is a mom and has hypertension, and these were the exercises that really helped me get to the best shape of my life. This is the diet that I took. And if you go onto and asking moms, how many of you are moms that really want to get fit, but you want to get fit from home, and you have hypertension and you want to control your blood pressure as well? How can you do that? And that could be your brand, and that could be the way you actually are known for. So you can take an oversaturated niche, become a little bit more specific, and go out and brand yourself as that person that is extremely knowledgeable about a specific thing, which could be exercise from home for busy moms, or exercise from home for moms with comorbidities. That could be your thing. So being on an oversaturated niche doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get clients, that you can't get customers. It really means that you need to go back and think, how can you now come in this oversaturated niche and come up with a different eye, or come up with a completely different angle from what everybody else is doing. This is why it's so great when you're really starting your business, or every time you look at your business, how can you rearrange when you're reflecting on it? How can you do it better? How can you make it different? And those are some of the things that you have to look at. Number 4 is that you really want to be focusing, or when you choose or what actually happens to some entrepreneurs is that they choose a niche that only has offline audience. And I think with this past year, we've learned that our businesses need to be multifaceted, right? They need to be able to have different approaches. They need to be able to be at different places. And people that really focus only on one stream of income, meaning those that were only doing offline marketing, then they had to see themselves now having to shift quickly and immediately and by force by actually now taking their business to online. So when we are having our businesses, we need to be able to combine a lot of strategies at the same time. I mean, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be starting the strategies right now. It means that you can integrate them as you're going through, right? So you're going to be able to start online, and then you're going to be able to look at how can I actually do this and now connect with people offline, and how can I use the different social media channels that are there. And that is going to be guided mostly by two things. By first, which niche are you in, which industry? And then second, where is your target audience? Are they mostly on Facebook? Are they mostly on the shops? Are they mostly reading articles on newspapers? And you really want to connect with them in the different places that you can actually do it. So that is a few of the mistakes that people make when they're deciding, where am I going to be going with my niche, with my industry, and how can you actually reverse that? You can take everything and use it into your advantage, and you can take those things that might look like a disadvantage but still be an advantage to you. Like I heard someone say that sometimes we think that our age is a factor for what we're going to be doing. If you're too young, people don't trust you because you're too young. If you're too old, people don't trust you because you're too old. But someone had a different idea and said, you know what, you're going to use those two streams to actually make it to your advantage. If you're too young, it's okay. You're going to make mistakes, but you can also say, because I'm too young, I'm too flexible. And if you are a little bit older, if you think that you're a little bit older, you can also use that to your advantage and say, you know what, I'm a little bit older. I still decided to take this chance. I still decided to learn how online works. And I'm learning, I'm making mistakes, but I've made other mistakes in life and I've been able to actually grow through them. And I'm going to do exactly the same to my business. So you can use them to the best of your ability, and always think about, how can I have a different angle to the business that I have in front of me, so I can actually connect to the people that are my target audience and that are my perfect avatars. So this is all I have for you guys today. And I will see you again on Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful evening. And I'll see you guys again on Tuesday. Bye.